Hey everyone, it's your boy Zero, and this footage is actually from quite a few months ago. This is the Final Fantasy card game, not the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards, mind you, draft tournament from PAX East. We've been sitting on this footage for quite a while now. Right now, what you're watching is me opening up a couple of packs. However, the way they do drafting in the Final Fantasy card game is a little bit weird. In this sort of draft formatting, what you do is you're given your packs, you then open your first pack, you grab one card out of the pack, keep it, and then the rest of the cards, you give it to the person on your left. The person to your right then gives you whatever cards they left behind, as you see here, and you then, once again, look through the cards, grab the one you need or want. As you see here, I just grabbed Red 13, and the rest you give to the person next to you, and you keep doing that until all cards are gone. I do have to say this was one of the weirdest draft formats I had ever played. However, I do get that this actually helps you construct your deck a little bit easier. For those who don't know, Final Fantasy, the card game itself, works sort of similar to the Magic the Gathering card game, where they have a lot of different colors, and on these colors like to work with their own colors and sometimes with other colors. So in this draft format, I decided to go with the tried and true red, but I wanted to play with another color as well. As you see here, I just grabbed Vivi, which is purple. So here we go again. This must be like my fourth or fifth time looking through cards that someone had handed me. And I'm looking for red and purple. Those are the colors that I'm going to be using in this draft tournament. Alrighty, now as I continue going through these cards, let me give you a brief breakdown as to how the Final Fantasy card game actually works. It works very similar to the Magic the Gathering card game. They use crystal points, which is equivalent to mana in the Magic the Gathering card game. However, in order to generate that mana, you have to toss cards from your hand into the graveyard, which in this game is called the break zone. Each card you toss out gives you 2 points of that color. They do have a land system sort of, but those cards are called backups and they're just other types of characters. You're allowed to have 5 backup characters in the back. When you tap one of them, they generate 1 point, 1 crystal point, 1 mana of that color. You need at least one of those crystal points to match the color of the card you want to play. In this game, you are allowed 1 character card of a name on the board at a time, unless you see a multi-card icon at the top right. It's a cool little limitation they added to the Final Fantasy card game, because if you're actually playing the game itself, like the RPG games, you'll see you can't have 2 Clouds or 2 Tifas at the same time. In this game, you do not have life points. Every time you take a hit of damage, you take the top card of your deck, put it over to the side, and if it has an EX icon on it, you do whatever effect it has. If it doesn't, you just keep it there in the damage zone. Take 7 points of damage and you lose. That's the Final Fantasy card game. Now let's continue. Now, instead of having you guys just continually watch me look through cards and put them out to the side so I can build my deck, I'm just going to show you this other pack that I opened right over here. This is for the Tears of the Planet set that came out earlier this year. And now let's look through some more cards so you guys can see how they look. You have 9, Borgun, White Mage, Security Officer, Quancho, whatever that's called, Amaranth, Chadley Hollow, Cutter, Machina, and Matt. Let's see, that purple card is going to be great for my deck. So you're going to see me, I'm going to take that card out and put it up to the side because I'm going to need that for my deck. But like I said before, I'm not going to show you guys me taking cards out and building the deck. This whole process took at least 40 minutes. So let's get into the first game. Alrighty, and here's my first game. Now this was a best 2 out of 3. You see me playing a soldier candidate right there by tossing out a purple card. I only filmed the first round of each match so I can give you guys something to watch so you guys can see how the game is actually played. My opponent plays Thief, and I respond by attacking and drawing first blood. Here I am playing an Iron Eater by tossing out 2 red cards. And my opponent plays Kate Sith and Yuffie. Kate Sith being a backup, aka land, and Yuffie being a forward or a regular character or creature. My turn again. I toss out 2 to bring out Pain from Final Fantasy X. Now as you see here, I tap 2 cards to attack my opponent, 2 more points of damage, he's up to 3. He brings out a Chocobo and Dine. Now you are allowed to block, however you need an untapped card to do so. Now here I am playing my first backup Kuja by tossing out a purple card. And something special in the Final Fantasy card game is you can team up 2 forward or attackers of the same color, put them together, and they attack as a unit. You add up their power, and that's how they attack. My opponent went and blocked and destroyed my pain card. My opponent's turn. Now he plays a Scarmiglione and Barbaricia. My turn again. Now I do have 1 land in the back, at least that's what I'm calling it, so I'm going to tap that, toss out another card to play Rude from Final Fantasy VII. I went and attacked my opponent 2 more times. He's up to 5 points of damage. Can he do something to stop me? Alright, he plays Zidane, which allows him to look at my hand to do something. Alright, my turn again. My opponent needs to be able to block all of my attacks in order to survive, but here I am playing that Adremelich, whatever, the Wrath, which kills 2 of his cards and gives me the win. Alright, game number 2. Unfortunately, my gimbal did not want to stay in one spot, it drifted a little bit, but here I am playing my first backup, Palom, and then I toss out some other cards to put down Cisse. My opponent responds with a Security Officer backup. He then also plays Vivi, a favorite of mine from Final Fantasy IX. My turn again, and I play Red 13. My opponent responds by playing down Paladin, another backup. My opponent tried to play Riot Trooper in order to use his effect to get rid of my Red 13. However, after double checking the board state, it was obvious that that wasn't going to be a possibility. I allowed him to take it back. He then responds with a Necron. It's my turn again. I play Avalanche Member. I use the ability to get rid of Necron, which now brings back my Red 13. Red 13 was taken out of the game while Necron was on board, and my opponent then plays Security Officer. My turn again, I play Soldier Candidate onto the board, and I'm giving my opponent quite a hard time over here. He's taken 1 point of damage. He then plays Rubicante, and plays his own Soldier Candidate as well. My turn, I go ahead and slap down a Jack. Not able to use his EX effect, but I go and attack with my Soldier. My opponent takes that hit of damage, and it's his turn again. He now plays Hell House. This is a special card that acts as sort of a permanent on the board, but can turn into an attacker. Alright, my turn again, and I play Iron Eater. Now I'm over here trying to read his effect, double checking my graveyard. Not enough cards to pull it off, so I do a team attack with my 2 purple cards. He takes that damage. He's at 3. Armstrong is another monster card. Once again, acts as a permanent, can act as an attacker. And my opponent goes and attacks me, and I take my first hit of damage. My turn again, everybody untaps. And I go ahead and team attack with my purple cards, and I attack with my Iron Eater as well. He takes 1 more point of damage. Iron Eater gets destroyed by being blocked. My opponent's turn now. Looks like he's trying to think of ways to get rid of my characters on the board. He uses an ability to get rid of my 2 other creatures, my Red 13 and Jack. Alrighty, my opponent's over here trying to figure out what he's going to do. Alrighty, it's my turn again. I'm going to go ahead and toss out a card real quick so I could put down Kuja. And I do 1 more attack to my opponent. But that leaves me with nothing on the board, and my opponent is able to go ahead and just attack me. He puts down Soldier Candidate and 8, a card we saw before. He attacks me, and Duce comes out. As you see, it's an EX card. The effect goes through. My turn again, and I put down Trey. Now, he's going to be here acting as my blocker, because I can't let this guy just go ahead and attack me all the time. My opponent's turn. Let's see what he does. And he's going to go ahead and use another effect to go ahead and get rid of my 1 card, and that is Game. I'm at 1 win, 1 loss. Let's see how game 3 goes. My opponent starts it off by playing Sophie, a very strong forward. He then puts down Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. I respond by putting down Avalanche Member. I then also put down a Scorpion Sentinel, once again one of those permanents that acts as a forward as well. My opponent puts down Duce, a card we saw in the last match, pulling off the special effect, and attacks me for 1 point of damage. I respond by playing down 8 from Final Fantasy Type 0. I then attack my opponent with my 2 characters, and that's my turn. My opponent's turn now. What is he gonna do? He tosses out 3 cards to play Barret from Final Fantasy VII. and then plays Tifa as well, 2 favorites. After pulling off some effects, I get attacked 2 times, block 1, my turn again, and I toss out 2 cards to play Vegnagun. Now this is a pretty powerful card. Using its effect correctly could actually turn the tables of this game. My opponent's turn this time. He attacks me with Tifa and I let that go through. My turn now, and I play Avalanche Member. Using that ability, I'm able to get rid of one of his creatures. I then attack with my Dark Creature, which is 10,000 power. My opponent then plays 8 by tossing out 2 purple cards and attacks me with Tifa. I take that point of damage. Alrighty, my turn again. Alright, I play Jack, which taps his last creature. No blockers, I attack him for game. And before we end this off, we got another little special thing. Watch this. Hey everyone, it's Zero. I'm here in the hotel room with my brother and friends. We just did a Final Fantasy card game tournament. My brother and his friend got the first 2 spots. Let's see what my brother got in his pools.
Let's see. Pack 1 of 6. Okay, Cat, Ram, Yuffie, Kurasame, Avalanche Member, Quacho Queen, Zidane, go Rubicante, Salamander, Machina, Camelot, and Barreleye. Iron Eater, Sink, Were-Rat, Ram, Cisse, Necron, Alam, Thief, Sephiroth, nice, LB, Yuna, Abzu, Yang. That Sephiroth is pretty good. Yuffie, Kurasame, Avalanche Member, Luca, Argipolis, Keter, Amaranth, Kuja.
I'm gonna need that.
Oh, Yuna! Wow, best card in the set.
The best card in the set.
That's the best card?
Wow.
Let me see that. Oh,
Last of Tears of the Planet. Soldier Candidate. Corsair, Chocobo, Abzu Shote, Cater, Sophie, Atomos,
Nice.
Graf, Mandragoras. I actually like that card. Glenn, good soldier card, and Kane, good dragoon card. I can reduce the cost with my with some of the dragoon cards I have, which is pretty.
That's
fun.
gonna be good for your dragoon deck.
I already have it, but getting more copies is always good. All right, now we're doing 2 packs of Hidden Legends. This one has the what was the name of the mechanic again?
Icons.
Yeah, the icons. Primal. Or priming. Viera, Warrior of Light, Ruglia, Corsair, Pistola, Jacked, Bahamut,
Ooh, I like that.
That's pretty fun.
It's nice holo.
Genesis, nice, from 7. Snow LB, Barnabas, wow, really cool.
It's another
Priming into Odin. I had to pull Odin, and then Hugo, who primes into Titan.
So they turn into them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You can prime by doing this.
Okay, you can tutor into them.
Okay, last pack. I already see the basic Clive, which can't prime. There's a special one that can prime. Lightning, White Monk, Thief, Juggler, Joom, Stiltskin, Sophia,
Nice.
Valjadra Wu with a 2-color LB. I haven't seen that before. It's pretty fun. Jill primes into Shiva, Noelle, and Ash. That's a fun. This is a fun one.